Good morning, this is Z, and I'm back with another video. Today I wanted to kind of talk about the signs I had of black magic or witchcraft being done on me. I want to talk about how I noticed with my family that witchcraft was being done on them, and then also with myself, symptoms that I had with myself. First, I want to talk about my family. I really realized that the witchcraft was being done to my family first, because if you watched the last video, I talked about the incident with my oldest sister. And I'm sure she was probably doing witchcraft on me before the incident. But after she threatened me and said she was going to get me, that's when she really started attacking me. But with my, I made a list. I typed it out because it's a lot of symptoms that I've had over the years. And I didn't want to leave. I wanted to include as many of them as I can. Now, certain things like a headache does not mean witchcraft, but it was in conjunction with a lot of other things that made me know something was definitely wrong. Okay, so with my family, like I said in the last video, they were angry at me, and when confronted to ask them, like, you know, what happened, what's going on, they couldn't tell me. They couldn't look me in the eye. They could not tell me what I had done. They just could say, you know what you did. You know what you did. And to me, because I said we had a close relationship, me and my sisters were always close. We were like, they were like my best friends. We were around each other almost every day, even though we were adults and lived in separate apartments. That was really strange to me, how, you know, we see each other all the time, or we were seeing each other all the time before the incident, and you can't tell me what I did. You can't even look at me. And another symptom was they were always seemed to be confused, and they couldn't figure out what was going on. Mostly that was my mother. It seemed like she was confused. It seems like she's confused. I'm going to put it that way, because further down in the videos, I'm going to talk more about her further down the line, and, you know, explain why it seems like she's confused. But it seemed like she was confused and she couldn't figure out what was going on, because I'm saying one thing and my oldest sister, and probably because she's the oldest, and you know, certain things my parents would look at to make they feel like that you're more believable if you're married, and I wasn't married and I had kids. If you're married with children, if you have this good paying job, they tend to believe you based off of status, rather than just really looking at the situation and you know, saying, well, why would she talk about her to everybody, and like what really is going on? And so instead of like really trying to figure out what was really going on, my parents, like I said, they tend to look at people who make more money, or people who can help them make more money. That's really what they gravitate towards. And I didn't have money. I was struggling, and I was a single parent. So I was already like the black sheep of the family. So they couldn't listen to the black sheep, in other words. But anyhow, let me move on. Another thing I noticed is if a family member defended me, soon after, they would turn against me, or if I have a close relationship with another person and I try to warn them, because I did do that with a cousin of mine. Soon after, they would turn against me. So, and they would be just like everybody else, angry, thinking I did something wrong, telling people I did something wrong to them when I didn't do anything, or accusing me to my face that I did something wrong to them and I didn't do anything wrong. So a lot of it was when it came to my family, a lot of it was a lot of accusations with nothing to back it up. Like, nobody heard it come from my mouth. Nobody witnessed me doing anything. Everything was somebody told them something, or maybe they came up with it on their own. I don't know, but they didn't see me do it because I didn't do it. But anyhow, let me move on because I don't want to make the video too long. But for myself, I would have a lot of headaches, and headaches for long periods of time. Sometimes I would get sharp pains in my head. On top of already having a headache, I would have sharp pains. And sometimes it would, I remember one time walking down the street and it just seemed like something just fell out of the sky. This is how it felt, and just hit me in the head. And I had a sharp pain, and I was like, what the heck? Like, I couldn't go back home because I was on my way back to work. I was on my lunch break. And I was like, I just have to go to work. And like the next day, I got really sick. So a lot of times after those sharp pains in my head, I would get sick, like with a bad cold, where I would be out of work or struggling because I had to work. I was a single mother, struggling to work because I couldn't take those days off. I would be so sick. I never had colds like that, this was something beyond a normal cold. All right, so another thing, and I would suggest, especially if you are suspicious of someone, don't let them give you hugs, because some people will give you hugs and they pass off some negative energy or something on to you. And when that would happen, I would end up feeling really hot and feverish, and my heart would be racing. So that's another symptom, being feverish, feeling really hot and feverish, and your heart racing. And there's no other reason for your heart to be racing, other than what the person passed off onto you. Bad dreams, that is like a number one thing, especially people chasing you in those dreams. A lot of my dreams were me going down levels, going down into the basement, going down in the elevator, being in dark places, dirty bathrooms, dogs attacking, mice, like mice infestation, rats, stuff like that. I've even been had in dreams where there would be someone attacking me, but they would not quite look human. They would actually look like a spirit. Now, sorry, that's something with my eye. Now, I'm not sure if some of this stuff, everybody would have these type of dreams, because sometimes it could be that there's actually a presence with you, like there's something with you. So and in that case, sometimes you will actually pick up on it in a dream, and you might wake up out of your sleep or something like that. Which brings me to the next one of swollen body parts. Now, I had a time where, and I'm assuming they were trying to put me out of work. I was asleep and a spirit came in, and I could pick up on it coming in my front door. And I didn't, at the time, I didn't really know about protecting your house from spirits coming in. And so I could pick up on it coming in and coming to me. And at that time, I was a single mom and I was struggling. And so I was sleeping in the living room. My room was in the living room and my children were in the bedroom. It was a 1-bedroom apartment. So the front door was like right there. So it's like I was asleep and then I went into sleep paralysis. That's what it felt like. I went into sleep paralysis and the spirit came rushing in and it hit me in my left foot. And I woke up. I jolted out of my sleep because I saw it. And a lot of times, if you can pick up, like if you go into sleep paralysis and you can, which is another sign, sleep paralysis is a sign of black magic being done on you. You can pick up on the spirit or whatever's in there. And then you can kind of know, oh, I got to clear this out. And at the time, I went back to sleep. I said some prayers and I went back to sleep. But when I woke up, my foot was so swollen, I'm telling you, and I could barely walk on it. But I had to work. And I know someone was trying to put me out of work because that is a thing over the years that they were always trying to do. And let me be clear, it wasn't just my sister. Because like I said, she would gather people to join her. So over the years, the amount of people increased because then those people would go to workers to get their services to work against me. And then, other people, they would have other people join it. So the group of people became ridiculous how many people were working. And maybe because I'm not around any of them. I don't have anything to do with any of them. I separated myself from all of them. And some of them I don't know, but I know who they're associated with. So I know who brought them in. So one thing I want to stress is when you, over the time, like if you're going through this through a long period of time, like I was, try to get a feel for who's, working against you if you don't know. And if they bring others in, try to get a feel for who they're associated with in your sleep. You can, like me, I didn't have money. I could not go to someone for readings, for tarot card readings. And honestly, I didn't really need it. I was able to get a feel for who these people were and know who to stay away from. But you can also get a feel for what they're trying to do. So try to remember your dreams. You probably definitely won't forget what happens in sleep paralysis, but try to get a feel, and that will help you to navigate through what they're, whatever they're trying to do. So a lot of the times I know they were trying to make me not, they were basically trying to put me in a state of depression. They were trying to make me lose my job. They were trying to make me be homeless, without a car, basically make me hit rock bottom, because ultimately they had, they were trying to, now I'm gonna make a video about this because it gets deep. But I'm just going to say in this video that they were trying to make me hit rock bottom and maybe even commit suicide. But I'm going to go further in another video because it gets really deep. But let me continue with my list. Oh, and pay attention in dreams. A lot of times when people are working on you, they will be gathered around a table or something like a table, a circle, something like a table. And they can disguise themselves. They can disguise themselves. So you have to pick up on their energy and not necessarily how they look. They can disguise themselves. So in a dream, and this is a hard thing to do in your dreams, it can be really difficult to stay calm and try to think like what is going on, because it's you're in a dream state. But over the years you can work at that, and it can be difficult because they'll be working there. If you have spiritual gifts and you can see things, they will work on your third eye. They'll work to block you from seeing and picking up on things. So you really do have to keep yourself cleansed and your environment cleansed, and that's going to help you to be able to remember what's happening in your dreams, because a lot of times they're working witchcraft in your dreams. Another thing is eating in your sleep. That's another thing. Eating. And a lot of times you're not going to always be able to control it, because what happens, because it's a dream and you may be caught off guard, you may not be so aware of what's going on, but you can always get up, in the morning and or even at night, say your prayers, call on God and your ancestors and your spirit guides, your angels, and you can cleanse yourself to help alleviate or get rid of whatever they're trying to do. And I want to go back over this again, because I believe I said this in the last video. Your number one source of protection is going to be keeping your vibration high. And I'm going to make a video about what you can do to keep your vibration high in the future. But let me get through this list, because this video is getting long. But another sign is low energy. Your emotions out of control. You'll be irritated easily. You may lose your motivation for something, and sometimes that's purposely done so you won't do certain things. Now I want to say this real quick. A lot of times people that are doing witchcraft, they will do it over a long period of time because they're trying to achieve a certain goal, and a lot of times they have attachments. They become very, very determined. Sorry, I spit a little bit. But so they're trying to work to make you lose motivation, especially in things that are going to help you in any way. So they want you to lose motivation for working a job. They want you to lose motivation for if you pray or meditate. They're going to work, and they're watching you. If they're not around you, they're going to be getting tarot card readings and watching tarot card readings like there's no tomorrow. Like, it's going to be ridiculous how much they watch you. And another way to watch, and I'll go into this in another video, is they watch you through your dreams, and they watch you through monitoring spirits. So you have to really pay attention and think about what is happening with yourself all the time. And you have to constantly be thinking about your own thoughts, your own actions, how you're feeling. This is going to be an everyday thing, and you have to stick to it. You have to fight against it, because they're trying to consume you. They're consumed with trying to bring you down, and that's their motivation. So you need to be motivated and consumed with fighting against them on a daily basis. this will become your life. I'm not even going to play. This is going to become your life. You're going to have to make certain changes in order to get through, but it's going to be worth it. It's for you. And if you have children, it's for your children as well. And some of you, your children may start to experience this as well. But let me get back to the list. All right. So another symptom or sign is negative thinking, which I was just saying, you have to be mindful of what you're thinking all the time. Changes that I dealt with a lot was craving sugar. That was like my main thing. I was already addicted to sugar from a child, but as an adult, like especially if there was like something, some type of witchcraft or something happening when I was asleep, I always had a craving for sugar. Some people have strong sexual desires, which I suggest, if that happens to you, work hard to get that under control, because that could make your situation worse if you engage in a lot of sexual activity with a lot of different people, especially if it's lower vibrational sexual activities. And I won't go deep into that, but use your imagination. If it's lower vibrational, it's with people you don't know, things like that. Those are big no-nos. You have to be careful, because those usually people that are engaging in those a lot of sexual activity, their vibration is low, and you're trying to work to get yours to be high and maintain that high vibration. That's a big no-no, is, you know, having multiple partners and or engaging in sexual activity with people that are on a lower vibration. Try to stay away from those. And I will go into detail about a relationship I had with a person that was not low vibrational, but became low vibrational. And I'm going to tell you how that went, and how this person too joined in the shenanigans and joined in against me. So I had other people that I had to stay away from, but I'm going to get into that in the future. And I'm going to tell you the reason why this story, this is my life. This has been my entire adult life, and I'm over 40. So I'm telling you that I have a lot of stuff, a lot of different things that I'm going to talk about, because it's been a long journey of mine, but I made it through, and I'm going to help. My intention is to help other people that are going through the same thing, or that could potentially go through the same thing, and to be of some assistance and hopefully help people through it, and let them know, you know, don't give up. There is a positive side to all of this. And it may not seem like it, because surely it did not seem like it to me. But there is a positive side, and I'm going to share more about that in the future as well. But let me go on, because this is getting too long. But a lot of unexplained body aches and pain, specifically for me, my head and my lower back, but also chest pain and upper back pain. And that you don't have to have swelling. So that's why people may think, oh, I just slept funny or something like that. But when it's too often, you're like, okay, it's not me sleeping funny. But anyhow, like I said, sleep paralysis. And in sleep paralysis, you will see those spirits. If you don't see them, you can hear them. You can hear them talking. So, but with sleep paralysis, the main thing I want to talk about is not panicking. But if you can learn a certain prayer that you can recall, learn some sort of short prayer, that you can recall in times of sleep paralysis, it will help to bring you out of the sleep paralysis, because you don't want to stay in the sleep paralysis and there's something in the room with you. So train yourself. You really do have to train yourself. You have to be determined. Like I said before, you have to be just as determined as the other people are that are working against you. You have to be just as determined. And believe me, it will pay off, because you can beat them. They will have a whole team, several groups of people, and you can beat them out simply by your determination. They will have so many people working against you, and you can fight them on your own just by being determined. Now, if you're not that determined, you may have to go to someone for help. But if you have the money and you can do it, hey, why not? But I didn't have the money. I had to learn my way, and I had to become very determined. Or they would have gotten complete control over me. Okay, and I'm almost done. But sometimes fungal infections and is a symptom. I more so had that with my children. I did have a little bit of that with myself, especially sometimes after I took a cleansing bath. Excuse me. Goodness. I took a cleansing bath, and something would pop up on my skin, like say my arms or whatever. But for the most part, one of my children, specifically my daughter, she would get them on her body, and I knew I had to get away from, completely get away from people in my family. And once I did, the little patches she had on her skin went away completely. But I had to get away from them and have no contact with anybody. It wasn't until I cut off my whole family that they were able to go away, because people, like I said before, you will try to associate with the people in your family that you know are not working against you, but they're still associating with the people that are working against you, and they don't understand that these people are a problem for you because they are not having a problem with them. So I had to completely cut my family off. And I might have said this before, but I cut them off not only for protection for myself and my children, but for their protection. Because like I said before, if someone started to see that there was an issue and start to question things and say, well, I don't see Z doing anything wrong, soon after they would turn against me. So I was getting away not only for my protection, but for my family's protection as well, because I didn't want people to target them like that. It wasn't fair, especially if they are innocent. They're not really involved in it, but you involve them in it in such a dark way. Because soon after that, not only would they accuse me, but they would actually start getting involved in the actual witchcraft. So I don't like to say they were like that, because I don't believe they were like that before. I believe someone attached something to them, or something of that nature, and almost like they were forced. But I say you had to be at a little bit of a low vibration. Like I said before in the other video, your vibration was not top tier if that was to happen to you. But still, I don't feel like they deserve that. But anything, I mean, moving on, having sex in your dreams and orgasms in your sleep, that's someone messing with you in your sleep, and that's definitely a sign. And if you can train yourself to tell people no, it's going to be hard if you are actually sexually active in real life. It might be hard to not engage with sexual activity in your sleep, but you're going to have to train yourself, and that's another reason why it's important in your waking life not to be engaging in a lot of sexual activity. But one of my last symptoms, and I know there's more, but these are mine specific, and this is what I came up with. A lot of times you will be sick if they fed you something, or if you drank something that they had some magic mixed in with it. I did a few times. I know I did, because it was different people, and I was trusting. Once I realized, oh, I can't trust this person, I wasn't suspecting anybody else to be like that. And so several times, the very first time, it felt like something was moving in my abdomen when I was asleep. I would be very sick feeling when I was awake, very weak, felt feverish, hot. I always felt like I had to sit down. I couldn't stand up that long. Other times I would have extreme diarrhea. And how I knew that it was magic was that it happened on more than one occasion. And I do not get diarrhea on a normal. I worked in daycares, and I would not get diarrhea from the kids. I worked before this. The time that I had the diarrhea was, I had it like 3 times over a period of 4 months. I knew something was wrong, because even if I had got it from daycare, because I worked in daycare before that time and after that time, I never had diarrhea. And this was like ridiculous diarrhea. Like, I'm gonna try not to be too graphic, because just the thought of it is disgusting. But let me tell you, I felt really crappy, like you would, like if you were sick with a stomach bug or something. But when I would eat something, it literally, you could feel it and hear it, like something in my stomach was just pulverizing it on the spot. As soon as it get down into my stomach, it would just start going crazy. I would hear all this noise and stuff, and it's like, soon after it got in my stomach, I had to use the bathroom, and it just, I don't want to describe it too much because it's disgusting, but it kept happening. It was like, it happened in, it was like a November, then I had it again in December. It skipped January, and then I had it again in February. And I was like, and let me tell you, let your dreams be your guide. Because I had a couple of dreams telling me what was going on. And it may take a minute to get to you if they're working against you seeing them, because sometimes people know you have that gift, you have that ability to see them in your dreams, and they may be working, but I still was able to see that it had something to do with what I was eating. And so, and yes, I found out who it was, and it wasn't my sister, because I wasn't around her. So I do know who it was at that time. And be careful of people trying to force you to drink and eat stuff that they make, especially if you suspect that, they might be trying to do something. I had someone I was in a relationship with try to get me to drink something out of a cup. And I'm a person, I do not drink out of people's cups. I have my own little finicky ways. I do not share cups and drink. And people could call me whatever they want, but it was a good thing that I was like that, because a person that I was in a relationship with tried to get me to drink something that they had in a cup. And I did pretend to drink it. And I'm sure they know now that I pretended to drink it. I pretended to drink it just to satisfy them because they kept trying to make me drink it. And the setup was already so very suspicious because we lived together and he had this cup. I'm waking up in the morning and you have a cup of Kool-Aid or whatever sitting on the side of the bed on the floor. I guess they must have thought that I'm still such a nice person, very kind, very loving. They all must have thought that I'm just like the dumbest person on the earth. And okay, if you want to believe that, okay. But I didn't drink what was in that cup. But anyway, so be careful of that. Be careful of people trying to give you items. I had a situation with someone trying to give me and my children gifts, sealed up. It's a family member who I separated from because you were doing witchcraft. Always want to give sealed up gifts and envelopes that were unnecessary to be giving me these sealed up envelopes. When you're giving me something in person, just give it to me straight. Why is it sealed up? So it was all of this stuff was very suspicious. Oh, on one sign that wasn't a symptom to me, but I just want to make people aware of this. If your doorbell is ringing and nobody's there, do not open that door. Please don't open that door, because you're letting something in and you want to try to keep yourself. And it's not funny, but I have seen videos of people like their doorbell ringing and they go open the door, and I'm thinking, oh my God, why did you open the door? So don't open the door. If somebody is ringing your doorbell and you look through the peephole or look through the window, you don't see anybody, don't open that door. All of these ways, sealed envelopes, sealed packages, all that stuff has something in it. And when you open it up, especially in your home, you're letting it into your home. That's another way. So people are going to try to, like I said, they're going to be very, very determined. You have to be determined on the other end and fighting against it. I suggest, like I said, raising your vibration. Always work to raise your vibration. And prayer. Doesn't matter if you're Muslim, you're Christian, you're not any religion, whatever. Pray, call on God, because God is going to be your defense. Positive, action, positive thoughts, and calling on God. And I know people in religion say you're not supposed to call on the ancestors. If you don't want to, fine. But your ancestors, your high vibrating ancestors, call on them and ask them to help you, because they will help you. They will help you get through this. And those of you that have a gift of communicating with your ancestors, I'm not saying my gift is real strong, because I really don't know. I've never really compared it to anybody else. But my ancestors that passed on would definitely come through in my dreams and help me and tell me when I had to get away from certain situations. And a lot of my dreams, I suggest paying attention to your dreams, even writing them down and keeping them somewhere safe. Your dreams will guide you, and they can help you to get out of nasty situations where someone is planning something for you. They can help get you out of that situation. They will come and they'll warn you in different ways. So you have to, if you can remember your dreams, pay close attention to them, write them down, try to get a feel for what the dream is about. If not, if you can try to find an interpretation of it. I suggest not just taking, like, reading one interpretation and going with that. I suggest reading different interpretations and see what you feel from it, and maybe even meditating on it. And if you need more clarity, you can always ask God for clarity. Ask your ancestors for clarity, your spirit guides. A lot of times you will have your spirit guides in your dream helping you. You may have guardian angels in your dreams helping you. So pay close attention to your dreams. Always pay close attention and try to remember those dreams the best you can. And the way to remember them, the best way I know how, is try to sleep without too much noise going on, like a TV or phone interfering. Try not to be woken up out of your sleep. I mean, if you have an alarm that you have to get up for work, that's different. But try not to have different sounds and stuff. And I understand sometimes your children may wake you up and things like that. But if you can't remember your dreams and you just have a feeling that something wasn't right, just pray about it. Pray, ask God for protection. Pray, ask your ancestors to help you. And I do stress, if you're in, this is spiritual warfare. They call it warfare for a reason, because people are definitely probably trying to kill you. They may be trying to kill you. And I'm going to tell you now, there may be different reasons. It may be for, they might have done some type of sacrifice. They might have used you as a sacrifice. They may be trying to get a hold of some money that belongs to you, like an inheritance or something like that. So this is called warfare, because they are fighting hard to get something from you. There's something they want. They may try to do like a destiny swap or something like that. They're working hard, and your life really does depend on you getting up and making a conscious effort. Once you find out what they're trying to do, you need to make a conscious effort to fight against them, and with your children too, because don't think that, oh, they hate the mother but they don't hate the kids. They do. They would do it to your children. So you have to make a conscious effort, and don't think that people won't do it to their own children. They'll do it to their family. If they do it to other family members, they'll do it to their own children. If they become desperate enough, yes, they will. And for those that are engaging and actually getting involved in doing all this spell work and stuff, a lot of them think the same way, that the person sleeping in the bed with them, or the person that they're going to have the work, to do the work, won't do it to them. Yes, they will, because a lot of them have possessions and attachments. They're engulfed in negative energy, just like you. They are surrounded with it. They're low vibrational, just like you. So when you think that, oh, I go to her for work, or this is me and my girlfriend, we do this spiritual work together. Don't think that your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your husband or your wife won't be working on you, and don't think they won't work on your kids. You could have kids from a previous relationship. Don't think they won't work on your kids. Is really no benefit. They think they're going to benefit from all of that negativity, and they're really not. They're really not. They're going to get to the point when they're going to reach rock bottom, because what you put out into the universe, you attract. What you put out, you attract. So they're all deceived. They're all misled into thinking that they're going to get what they want. If they are getting what they want, believe me, it's temporary and it's not going to last. They are going to reach rock bottom. How they wanted you to reach rock bottom, they're going to reach rock bottom. So it's worth the fight. And everything they've been trying to hold back, take from you, steal from you, because they think they have a right to what God has put out here for you, don't worry. You're going to get all of what God has for you, and they're going to get what they've been putting out. So that's why what you need to do is maintain your positive energy, maintain your high vibration. Don't engage with them by doing what they do, because you lower your vibration, and then you will never get what God has for you. So maintain that. And I just want to leave with that. Be strong. Teach your children to be strong. Maintain a high vibration, positive outlook. Give out positive energy, because even through all that struggle, even if you're going through it for 10, 15, 20 years, it's going to come back to you tenfold. God is going to bless you. God is going to He's going to show your enemies just how much he loves you for staying in that positive energy and maintaining your high vibration and not engaging and becoming low vibrational like them. So I want to say it's worth the fight. Continue to fight. If you have any questions, you can leave questions in the comments. Like the video. Subscribe, please. And I will make another video soon. Enjoy your day. Bye.